Sienna God, hello all. Oshasahia, good evening, and Wado, thank you for watching. So this is day 7, part B of reading Hollywood Babylon by Kenneth Angers. And we're starting off with Babylon Babblers. Say that 5 times fast. Aside from those scandals which made the papers, Hollywood has always had its own supply of inner sanctum, scandal tales, prattle that livened the boredom between takes, but never saw the light of a gossip column. Depression and insecurity brought out the worst in the bitch goddess. That's what it says. Capital B, capital G. Stars struck out at stars. Directors invade against directors. Front office men trashed everyone in sight. The calumny, C-A-L-U-M-N-Y, mill worked overtime at such nitteries, N-I-T-E-R-I-E-S, as the Trocadero, the Coconut Grove, Casanova, Cotton Club, Hawaiian Paradise, Club Marty, M-A-R-T-I, Bali, Club Esquire, Century Club, and the Famous Door. Forked tongues wagged at such favored bars as the Beachcombers, Seven Seas, Tropics, Bamboo Room, Swing Club, and the Cinnabar, C-I-N-E-B-A-R. Gay gossip swirled at Mary's, the Dyke Bar of the Strip, and its opposite number up the hill. Cafe Gala, G-A-L-A or Gala. Home Away from Home for Cole Porter and Cecil Beaton, B-E-A-T-O-N. Reputations were devoured along with dinner at the Brown Derby, Cock and Bull, Avdeefs, A-V-D-E-E-F, La Golondrina, Golondrina, Victor Hugo, Dave Chasen's, Cinegrill, Biltmore, B-I-L-T-M-O-R-E, Gotham, Musso Franks, M-U-S-S-O-F-R-A-N-K-S, and Lamaze or Lamaze, M-A-Z-E. At these banquets of reputations, all Hollywood was fair game. Man, that sounds brutal. So this is Charlie Farrell and Janet Gaynor. Those quote-unquote items were where public image and private life were wildly at odds were the favorites. Like the famous love team of Charlie Farrell and Janet Gaynor, where she was more butch than he. Marriages such as Farrell's to Virginia Valley, V-A-L-L-I, or Gaynor's to Adrian were referred to as Twilight tandems, lavender cover-ups. Oh. Okay. Wow. Catty talk also focused on anything private and slightly singular, such as the sadistic streak of Stroheim, Selznick, Victor McLaglen, or Wally Beery, B-E-R-Y, or the masochistic needs of Jannings Lawton, L-A-U-G-H-T-O-N, or the mad, gorgeous Mary Nolan, known as La Belle Masochist. Okay. Open parentheses. Mary was notorious ex-Imogene Wilson, Ziegfeld girl whose SM psychodramas with comic Frank Tenney, T-I-N-N-E-Y, had scandalized New York, close parentheses. In Hollywood, as in Gotham, Mary brought out the sadist in men, often to the point where she could exact the M's revenge, as when she sued a producer in 1935 for $500,000 for roughing her up too well. Good Lord. Organ talk was similarly popular. Chaplin and Bogart led the list of the well-endowed. Equal time was devoted to those who did not measure up. The names of those love goddesses were bandied, B-A-N-D-I-E-D, about whose devotion to Priapus, P-R-I-A-P-U-S, required having their cunts surgically, quote-unquote, taken in. What? The wicked wit of a Lombard or a bankhead transformed such dishery into drollery, D-R-O-L-L-E-R-Y. I was wondering, like, stuff is jaw-dropping. I'm just like, what? Am I reading that right? What is going on? Anyways, can you imagine having like something like this for the decades after? You know what I mean? Like all throughout Hollywood's time. Do you remember seeing that clip where what's her name? Dang. What's his name? The guy, the really good piano player guy. Farts. John Legend. John Legend. And his wife. They were being interviewed. And it was an inappropriate question anyways. Chrissy Teigen, I think is her name. And it was like, where's the wildest place that you've ever had relations? But they didn't say that. And she immediately fired off. Oh, at that Diddy party, you remember? And he was like, no, like, don't, come on, right? Well, if somebody would come out with this, I don't really think that people would want to be in Hollywood anymore. You know what I mean? I mean, you do have some of the people that are just like, I'll do anything for money kind of thing, but like literally, I think it would deter so many people from going into that crazy, unthinkable juggernaut. Homosexuality, real or supposed, was a favorite topic. Few around the Fox lot had not heard that director F.W. Murnau, M-U-R-N-A-U, favored gays when it came to casting. Murnau's death in 1931 inspired a flood tide of speculation. Murnau had hired as valet a handsome 14-year-old Filipino boy, oh Lord, named Garcia Stevenson, Stevenson. The boy was at the wheel of the Packard when the fatal accident occurred. The Hollywood Merchantes Languis, I'm sorry, I'm butchering it up, Mechantes Langues reported that Murnau was going down on Garcia, oh my God, when the car leaped off the road. Only 11 brave souls, in parentheses, Garbo was there, close parentheses, showed up for the funeral. Farrell and Gaynor, who had been directed by Murnau in 3 great films, did not pay their respects. Garbo commissioned a death mask of Murnau, and the solitary Swede kept this memento of the German genius on her desk during all of her years in Hollywood. What? That is insane. Garbo's genuine reserve held the gossips at bay for the most part. There was, however, occasional speculation about how close her friendship really was with writer Salka, S-A-L-K-A, Viertel, V-I-E-R, or Viertel, V-I-E-R-T-E-L. Further fodder was provided by the arrival of Marlene Dietrich, by all accounts a joyous bisexual with an appetite for many loves. Marlene kept the magpies chirping right through the 30s. Her passel of girlfriends was dubbed, in quotes, Marlene's sewing circle. Okay. I meant, in quotes, quote unquote, Marlene's sewing circle. That's crazy. They were not lesbians like Natsumovia's gang, but good time Charlene's, who, like Marlene, swung both ways. Good time Charlene's. I never heard that before. Marlene was, well, I haven't heard of a lot, really. Marlene was described a passionate affair with fellow Paramount star Claudette Colbert, as well as one with Lily, L-A-L-I, Dimita, D-A-M-I-T-A. The vision of Marlene in a man's tuxedo proved irresistible to certain members of the international set. Author Mercedes de Costa, and we've got more pictures. So this says Murnau, German genius. Oh, Lord biscuits. Okay, so it says Sunday, January 23rd, 1938. This is a paper. Los Angeles Examiner. I think it says Examiner. Yeah, paper for people who think. Sunday, January 23rd, 1938 is on the other side. And it says gossip hidden. I don't know if that's channel or chapel. Oh, channel of malicious evil. It says gossip said George Eliot, in quotes, proves nothing but the bad taste, end quote, of the gossiper, a truth which errs only on the side of understatement. Gossip can be in bad taste and much more and worse. It can be thoughtless and inconsiderate, and it can also be malicious and cruel. Innocence can be pilloried, P-I-L-O-R-I-E-D, by gossip. Repentance, frustrated, evil itself compounded beyond all limits of reason or justice. The first and best of the 3 ancient admonitions against gossip is, speak, in quotes, speak no evil, The other two, as we all remember, are to neither hear nor see evil. They make a good rule if applied with wisdom. It is not wise, of course, to let silence, blindness, or deafness to evil things constitute a license for evil things. Wickedness, corruption, inhumanities are evils which neither wise, virtuous, nor practical men contend against with silent tongues, deaf ears, or closed eyes. To recognize evil is to be armed with truth and the courage to tell the truth, and hear the truth is essential to triumph over evil. So ancient philosophy very probably intended no license or comfort for evil things or evildoers. More probably, it intended admonition against the furtherance of evil through cruel reflection upon atoned deeds or untrue distortions of facts. In other words, gossip, malicious repetition of things better left unsaid or never true. Gossip is a rolling stone that does gather moss. It is like a something ball rolling downhill, like the nose of Pinocchio. For every lie he told had a bigger nose. As Alexander something wrote, the flying, probably rumor or something, as they rolled scarce until any tale something heard then told, and all who told something new, and all who heard, I don't know what that is, enlargements too. It is in no defense the gossiper or something that he intends no harm. I don't know what that says. He only passes the false tale along. It was all like stuck in the crease, whatever. Tale among as it comes to him. He perpetuates the cruelty. Nearly always the gossiper defends himself with the excuse that he did not start the story. Oh yeah, right? What does it matter where the origin of a cruel deed has been if we are cruel and not merciful or forgiven? In truth, the origin of gossip usually borders on the innocent and the innocuous. The malice it gathers is the moss of untruth that inevitably attaches to the rolling stone of gossip and rumor. A careless tongue speculates upon what might be. A careless ear misses the element of imagining, falsely translates and repeats it as fact. And perhaps a priceless reputation is irreparably ruined, a precious character irretrievably lost. The obligation to weigh the truth of what is seen, heard, and spoken cannot rest lightly upon any honest man. Falsehoods fed into the minds of people serve the corrupt ends of the enemies of the people. Propagandists able to set idle tongues, I was trying to see if I read it right, wagon are given the power to ruin innocent lives, wreck industries, communities, even nations. That's true. Gossip is the hidden channel through which hate, suspicion, and intolerance causes of most of the world's probably distress, and many of its something entered the minds of people careless of truth. Oh, you must know the truth of what you see and hear to know that what you say is true. Oh yeah. I think gossip is like uninformed opinion or ill-informed opinion. Anyway, Cary Grant, quote unquote, honored in a Tijuana, Tijuana Bible. This is Cary Grant in Who's a Fairy. And this one says, man drag for Marlene. There's the Cary Grant honor thing. And then man drag for Marlene. I don't know what that means. Lily Demita, AC/DC, is what this one says. All right, so it's another thing where we had all these interruptions. Okay, so set Arthur Mercedes de Acosta and millionaires Joe Carstairs, Carstairs, both of whom were very much at home in masculine attire themselves. They made pilgrimages to Hollywood to pay their respects to, in quotes, the Blue Angel. It was in 1932, while her sewing circle was forming, that Marlene started wearing, quote unquote, man drag off screen. A nationwide Vogue, Women in Slacks, was launched. Oh, I understand now. The ambisex allure of Marlene and quote-unquote man drag was magnified by her Svengali, Svengali, Joseph, I don't know how you say it, Josef von and Sternberg, who managed to include a scene of her dressed as a man in each of the films they made together. So here is a picture. It doesn't say what it is. Oh, table talk. Clara Bow or Bow eavesdrops. You know those things, like, I just always wondered, are people just, like, not really having fun at those places, like those gatherings, those dinners or whatever? Anyway, that their affair was a romance of the head of art and artifice. There is no doubt. Sternberg's Marlene fetish did not meet with universal approbation. Vanity Fair commented after The Scarlet Empress, and quotes, Sternberg traded his open style for fancy play, chiefly upon the legs in silk and buttocks in lace. Of Dietrich, of whom he has made a paramount slut, by his own token, Sternberg is a man of meditation as well as a man of action. But instead of contemplating the navel of Buddha, his umbilical perseverance is fixed on the navel of Venus, end quote. Mrs. von Sternberg, in parentheses, Risa Royce, close parentheses, also disapproved and filed for divorce, naming Marlene as reasonable for, end quotes, alienating the affections of my husband, end quote. Oh, that's terrible. Marlene went on to become a legend with other lovers, male and female, other directors, other cameramen. In later days, when one of the latter proved incapable of lighting her properly, the quasi-eternal glamour girl was heard muttering, end quotes, where are you, Joe? This is Sternberg, prisoner of his obsession. Oops. There we go. And here's a picture of that lady. And this is May Already a Star. Monster May. Mae West rode into Hollywood with a reputation as the bad girl of Broadway for plays like Sex, which got her into hot water and 8 days of jail. On arrival in 1932, she quipped, in quotes, I'm not a little girl from a little town making good in a big town. I'm a big girl from a big town making good in a little town, end quotes. Paramount's move in signing May was a gamble that paid off. She stole the picture with supporting role in Night After Night, and thereafter wrangled the studio bosses into allowing her to run her own show. Her first starring film, She Done Him Wrong, okay, which she adapted from her own play Diamond Lil, broke box office records for 1933. It took in $2 million in 3 months and saved the studio from bankruptcy. Variety summed up the film and quotes Miss West in picture hats, straitjacket gowns, and with so much jewelry she looks like a Knickerbocker ice plant, sings Easy Rider, A Guy What Takes His Time, and Frankie and Johnny, all somewhat cleaned up lyrically, but May couldn't sing a lullaby without making it sexy. As full of laughs as an agent is of alibis, the entire production depends on the personality of the sex star, who gets across each jibe, or jib, J-I-B-E, and point with a delivery that will soon be imitated. Her handling of lovers past, present, and perspective comprises the whole picture, end quote. May didn't knock all Hollywood dead. A notable register was Mary Pickford, who commented from her retreat at Pickfair, end quotes, I passed the door of my young niece's room. She's been raised, oh, so carefully, and I heard her singing bits from the song from Diamond Lil. I say that song just because I'd blush to quote the title even here, end quote. Stronger disapprobation, disapprobation of May's fun-loving views on sex came spewing forth from Cardinal Mundelein, Mundelein of Chicago. The Cardinal ordered one of his professional prigs, the Jesuit Reverend Daniel A. Lord, to pen a pamphlet, end quotes, The Motion Pictures Betray America, end quote, in which Catholic youth was urged to boycott the quote-unquote obnoxious pictures of Mae West. All of them would henceforth be blacklisted in Father Lord's magazine, the queen's work.